Obviously, we're here for the early game build and breakdown of Soukaku. This character is broken, to say the least. I'd say, like, the ice team in this game in general, like, I'll show you guys this right now. The ice team in this game is fucking ridiculous. The top 3 characters in the game for their respective roles. The ice character, Ellen, best DPS in the game, best stunner in the game, ice fucking Lycan, best support in the game, Soukaku. It's insane. The ice characters in this game are broken, and these are the only ice characters, right? So you can scroll down, there's no other ice characters, so it's not like there's another one that's like dog shit. Like, these are the only 3 ice characters in the game, and every single one of them is fucking S plus tier. They're all OP. Also, I'm making videos probably about every one of them because they're the best team in the game right now, without a shadow of a doubt. The damage that they do is ridiculous, right? But today we're going over Soukaku. This character is also fucking insane. She's ice support, but she doesn't. The thing is, she's a character, when I go over her skills, you'll see she doesn't just work. Her buff doesn't just work for ice teams. It works for literally every team in the game. So any character you want to run her with, any damage that you want to run her with, it's just so OP that it just works for everything. She's kind of like Nicole, because Nicole, she's really good on most teams basically, even though she's the only character in the game. So let's get into it. The first thing, her skills. The first thing I was going to go over that makes her as broken as she is and makes her the best support in the game is her core skill. Basically, her core skill gives her some attack, but basically once you have max vortexes, you can get up to a maximum of 1000 attack. And this buff isn't just for her only. You can use it on her, obviously, but outside of you, once you switch off her and you switch into your next character, which always can be your main damage dealer, they also take this buff. So basically you get that 1000 attacks for her and for the next character you switch into, which is just an insane amount of attack, by the way. Like, imagine building a character that has like 1800 attack, like usually around what a normal damage dealer has. Now adding that and then basically adding 2000, like now you have 2800. It's just an insane amount of attack to just have, especially like later on in the game once we're finally able to fully max it out and cap it out. It's just, and obviously the next thing is her her additional ability that you get, group set mail. Basically you get ice damage for your entire squad for 20%, which obviously makes her really good for ice teams also. And I'm gonna show you guys how to trigger this. I'll go into her demo real quick and show you. Okay, so it explains to you when you go into her demo, but I'll just give the visual representation. When you do her, to do the maximum attack to get from her skill, basically you have to get 3 vortex things that accumulate it, which basically the way you do that is by using her enhanced basic attack, which is this. I mean enhanced skill, whatever the fuck, you know, you get what I'm saying. Basically, as it says here, obtain vortex after an EX special attack. Basically, boom, there you go. Up here it shows you how many vortexes you have, which is also important because you can do her flag ability and get the attack buff, but it's nowhere near as much as you can get if you have triple vortex activated. And the triple vortex to get, by the way, is very, very easy to accumulate. Basically, once you go into battle, after a little bit of ramp up time, she'll basically have enough to be able to do it. And then basically once you have enough, you literally just hold down the E and then boom, you have the skill up. And then when you're in battle, once you pop that, you're basically able to switch immediately out of her into the next character, which is going to be your main damage dealer to get to that attack buff, obviously. When you're in this state, it'll show you that you can do enhanced basic attacks. These are fine. They're not going to do as much as your main damage dealer, but they're good if you want to use it. But I wouldn't really use her basic attacks and stuff like that, which I'll go over later. But I wouldn't really use her basic attacks unless you're in her mass state, which is basically after you pop her ultimate, which her ultimate's actually really good in this game. So basically once you get into battle, you switch into her and then you should most of the time have enough to just do 3 of these, which you see the top left, it shows you have 3 vortexes, and then you just hold it, boom, and then you can switch off right into your next character, and then basically you have the attack buff perfectly. You're able to perfectly switch every single time because it's a chain attack. Basically, the most important part to level up, obviously, with her skills is going to be her special attack, without a shadow of a doubt. It's the purple reddish one, whatever. Like, this one is so good to level because of that, you're going to be basically, anytime you switch into her, you're going to basically be spamming that and that only. And if you're not doing that, you're just going to switch off of her. So there's really not much else to level up aside from her chain attack. Her chain attack is really good because this is basically once you are in combat with another character, you chain attack into her. Once you chain attack into her, it automatically activates the flag ability to activate that buff, and then you can switch immediately off of her into your next character, and it's just really, really good. So both of those are really good, and by the time we get to endgame, we're probably going to be the 2 that we max. And then the next one after that is going to be, where is it, her assist skill. Obviously, anytime you're using a character, she just comes in and assists, and you switch off, blah, blah, blah. That's just obviously really good too. It's not insane. You don't need to max it out at some point. If you want to, obviously, most people are probably going to, but it's basically just, it's easy to transition into her flag ability with this ability. And then after that, you can level up. Where is it, her basic attack. Her dodge is useless. Don't level up. So you're not going to be using this because of her, the way she plays. If you're on the field, you should be using her abilities and off of it to get off her immediately. The only other thing, if you want to maybe level up a bit, is her basic attack. Where is it? Her basic attack, because you're not going to really use her basic attacks unless you're in her ultimate state, which like I said earlier, her mass state, which is when her basic attacks are actually worth doing. But even then, it's like, like I wouldn't really recommend it. You can still just switch off of her after you do a flag ability and do more damage with your main character. But if you want to, I guess. Like I'll show it here once I get to it. Basically, once I get to the chain attack and I'm able to switch into her. But basically, once you switch into her, it immediately does the flag ability, which is just so good. You can see here I have it up, and then I switch to her, and it immediately does the flag ability. And then you can switch immediately back off into your main DPS, and it's just so good. And then next is obviously her ultimate with the max state. She puts on her mask, and this is the max state. And once again, she also just immediately pops the flag ability. Where this is where you could switch off into your main DPS as it says to get the assist, but you can also just stay in her if you want. You don't have to, but basically to get the enhanced abilities, it's fine. Like, once again, you're not going to do more than damage dealer, but if you want to just use her as a damage dealer, then that works, I guess, if you build her like that. But once again, don't really recommend it. Now, before I go over her equipment and stuff, the one last thing I do want to go over is her what's it called? The Bubaboo? Her Bangboo? Is that what the fuck it's called? It's called a Bangboo? Oh, that actually is called a Bangboo. Okay, wow. Basically, her best in slot is this one. This is the one I have. Basically, if you're going for meta, first off, you should get this one. This is the ice one. It buffs your ice team. And like I said before, it's fucking broken because ice team right now is just fucking busted in the game. So it's just the best one to get. Now, aside from this one, you can also get this one. It basically just gives you energy. It's like an energy one, basically like the artifacts. It's good too if you want. It's not better than this one though for ice teams. This one is just easily just fucking broken as shit. Now, obviously, if you're not able to get the S tier one, there's a one. That's the Penguin Boo. It's basically the 4-star version of the ice, basically the exact same thing, but just the weaker version. Basically, it's fine if you don't have the 5-star version, but if you're gonna go for a 5-star version, we basically get a free one with the pulls that we get. You should probably go for this one. I got very lucky and I was able to get both of these and almost this one with the amount of pulls I've gotten. It's very lucky on this account for some reason, but yeah, this one's easily best slot. So I'm gonna go over this real quick one more time. Like I said, obviously her most important, this one, and then this one, then this one. These ones you shouldn't really level, but if you want to, go ahead, why not? Okay, that's it. And then next is her equipment. I'll go over her weapon first. Her best in slot is Bashful Demon. It's not, it's like, yeah, it's very broken on her. You don't need the S tier one, you don't need any of that, because this one has attack percent, and it gives her ice damage, and it gives her stacks of attack percent, which if you get max stacks, it gives around 8%. But once again, that's at C1, S1, whatever it is in this game. So basically, once you get max, it's going to be way more, obviously. Her next one I'll throw up on the screen, but it's the Kaboom, the cannon. It's another 4-star. It basically gives energy regeneration, a bunch of other stuff, which is also good on her if you want. So, and also buffs your team's attack. So it's really good also if you have it. But if you don't, if you just want to run a 3-star because you don't have any of those, then you can run one that has either attack percent or energy regeneration. Both are really good. Now, when it comes to artifacts, even though it's early game, most people are going to have them. I'm still going to go over them real quick just because why not? If you are for some reason going for artifacts already, energy regeneration obviously is going to be good on her. This is her best in slot, best 4-piece on her. It basically gives you energy regeneration on her, but also giving your team 15% damage bonus, which is just insane. And then since we can run 4-piece, 2-piece on this game, your 2-piece you're going to run is Hormone Punk because it gives 10% attack for the 2-piece. Now you can run 4-piece attack, 4-piece on this one, and then run 2-piece ice damage if you want, or is it this one? But I don't really recommend it. This one, my fault. I don't really recommend it because, I mean, this 4-piece is just insane, to be honest. The damage bonus, energy regeneration, everything about it is just really good. So, and then last but not least, the most important main stats and just stats in general on her is literally attack percent, and that's it. For her 4 and 5, you just need attack percent main stats, and then for her 6, you need energy regeneration. And the reason for that is because, like I said, the attack percent just scales off of this, so basically you need as much attack as possible to get that maximum of 1,000, which is just really good. So, and like I was saying earlier, and before I go over the final part of her Constellations or Cinema in this game, whatever, I will say, even though she's broken obviously on ice teams, you can also, because of that 1,000 attack buff, you can also run her on basically almost every team in the game because she's just that good, because that buff is just insane, to be honest. And now the final part, her Constellations. I don't really like to go over these in early game guides, but it's like, fuck it, why not? Her C1, I'm just gonna go over real quick. Her C1, really good. Her C4 is really good. Basically 10% ice resistance reduced from the enemy by 10%. It's fucking insanely good. I don't got it. I got unfortunate, sadly. C2, whatever. And then next, obviously, her C6 is really good. That's it. Basically, I'm not going to really go over them. I'm not going to break them down because it's early game. But if you have them, great. If not, it is what it is. It's not that important early game. So that's the character. She's really good, like I said. Ice team is just busted, honestly, which is quite nice, to be honest, because fucking Ellen is my favorite character in the game next to Grace. So she's basically fucking OP as fuck. So don't look at the C1. Okay. So that's the video. This character's OP, like I said. Let me know if you guys are going to build her or not. And thanks for watching.